we are in Washington, D.C., and in Washington, D.C., you run into different people all the time. And yesterday on the sidewalk outside of the White House, I ran into one of the next congressmen from the great state of Arizona. He is Jay Feely, been on before. All right, so you are making the rounds in Washington, D.C. as you get ready for a primary season. What is it like to go from kind of apolitical, I know you have political opinions out there, to now being a full-bore congressional candidate? What has surprised you the most about the process?
The amount of work you have to do fundraising, and I'll be honest, like, it shouldn't be about that. We shouldn't have to raise a ton of money because we want our best people in Washington, D.C. representing our country. So it shouldn't be about having to go out and raise money, and then whoever raises the most money, they're going to have an advantage. But that's the reality of the system. And so you have to spend 5-6 hours a day doing call time, calling people, trying to generate those donations, and then they judge you by like how much money you raise.
Do you ever have a conversation with somebody where you just want to talk about saving America and having the funds to do it, and they want to talk about that second kick you missed? I'm just wondering, does this ever come up?
Yeah, for sure. But it's kind of fun because I call somebody out of the blue and they actually know who I am. Oh yeah, you were the kicker, or you were the announcer, and so it gives you that avenue to say, yeah, here's what I did. And here's why I'm willing to walk away from an announcing job where I only had to work 5 months of the year.
Yeah.
And I got paid well to do it, and I love doing it. It was fun, but this is how much I care about my country that I want to walk away from that job, and I want to represent the people of Arizona and D.C.
I bet for the most part, this is something that is very hard to do and learn how to do. Ask for money.
So hard.
Because I hear people who don't. I mean, it's one thing if you're in sales or you're fundraising, things like that. That's a job that some people have. But when I talk to people who have not done politics before, you mentioned it right off the top, the ask for, hey, can you help me? Mm-hmm. How tough is that?
Well, you have to sit there and you don't even get a tax deduction if you're donating to my campaign.
Yeah.
So it's terrible. But at the same time, the more you do it and when you meet people, I think right now in America, you have two different distinct parties that have completely different views of what America should look like. And they've never been further apart, not in my lifetime. So I think those people that love our country and that truly believe that President Trump and his America First policies are making our country better, they want to support candidates that are going to support him and that are willing to be advocates and willing to go on TV and aren't afraid of the blowback. And, that's the kind of guy I am. That's who I'll be in Congress.
What are the most important things that you would want to tackle, assuming you win this seat?
Well, for all Americans,
I
think
that was not supposed to be
no, the
play
two
on
issues,
words there. The tackling thing
that's
that
right.
just happened.
And I love to tackle. So
how many tackles have you made in your career?
I think about 50.
Oh, that's a lot. That's way more than I would have thought.
Oh, I was the guy running down there. Like I was going to hit you. That was fun for me. Kicking was my job.
Okay, let's be honest.
Tackling somebody was fun.
When the kicker annihilates somebody,
yeah,
the stadium goes insane.
Oh, and I'm like standing up, jacked up.
What was
excited.
the best?
Then I go back to silent. I'm like, oh my gosh.
What was the best hit you ever had on somebody?
Ted Ginn. No question. Yeah.
So when you hit Ted Ginn and you laid him out, does Ted Ginn say anything when he gets wrecked by a kicker?
Well, I had just been teammates, so I wasn't really hitting Ted Ginn. I was hitting Bill Parcells, but like through Ted Ginn because I was with the Dolphins. I led the league in field goal percentage, had the best year of my career, and then Bill Parcells came in. They fired everybody. He didn't like that I was the player rep. He didn't like that I did media. He wanted his kicker to go stand in a corner and not say a word, so they cut me and released me after my best year.
Wow.
So when I was running down on that kickoff against the Dolphins, the next game I played them, I was hitting Bill Parcells.
You saw Bill Parcells' face on Ted
Tony
Ginn's
Sprout.
body.
No question. But I literally never broke stride, and Ted Ginn was going out right, and he cut back left, and he cut back right into me. And I hit him and knocked him back about 5 yards. And that was like the highlight of it. Even better than the touchdown I scored, like that was the moment for me.
All right, so what are the issues that you would like to address
back to the issues.
for America?
Yes.
I think truly the two biggest issues for Americans, it's border insecurity and it's the economy. And when you look at what happened over the last 4 years with the Biden administration and Democrats in general, they willingly let tens of millions of illegals come into this country and put politics in front of the protection of the American people. They can't get away with that. They said for 4 years, we need a bill passed. We can't do anything. We need a bill passed. And then Trump comes in and in 4 months completely close down the border and secure the border. And so the American people need to hold Democrats accountable for that. They want to ignore it. And all the issues that we're seeing in L.A. and throughout the country, that goes directly back to what they did at the border and the decisions they made to let those people come across. And I'm an advocate for legal immigration. Like I had 2 kids that we brought legally from Haiti and helped them go to college. So when I stand up there and talk about securing the border and not having illegal immigration, I think we also have to be able to say, hey, it's okay to love immigrants and to want more legal immigration and an easier legal immigration process while being ardently against illegal immigration. I think those two things get conflicted. And then the economy, people just want to be able to look at their future, especially young. My son's here with me. He's on the campaign, just got married. Him looking at buying a house in our district, median house, $450,000.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's doubled twice in the last 6 years out in Arizona. And you see that across the country, this massive inflation. And so you have to find ways to help people believe in their future and believe that I'm going to be able to provide for my family and that I'm going to have a job. And I think that's the job of President Trump and the Republicans right now. Create a bill that helps everyone. Create a bill that helps the economy, that grows the economy, and provides opportunity for everyone.
You have been in sports for a long time. I saw you weigh in on this. We talked about it earlier the week on the show. She since apologized. What did you think when Simone Biles went after Riley Gaines?
Obviously, she didn't have the full concept of what she was talking about because now she's pulled back those comments. But as a dad who coached his daughter's girls' high school soccer team, they didn't have a girls' team when my daughter was going into high school. I'm like, that's ridiculous. They said, well, we need a coach. I said, all right, I'll coach the team. So we started the team. 5 years later, we win a state championship. But watching those girls and what they accomplished and the opportunities they had and those life lessons, I don't want that taken away from any single girl because a guy decides, I want to play in girls' sports. And the argument that they're not biologically better is absolutely ridiculous. It's completely devoid from any rational thinking.
And this is important, all right? This is an issue I wanted to dig into since you sat down with us. Clay thinks that in his current state, he could go 1v1 against a WNBA player.
Okay.
Inside.
Excuse me, I'm setting this up.
All right. Sorry, I don't want him thinking that I'm going to break down Caitlin Clark.
He's already hedging, okay? He's already hedging. But he thinks that he could, old man style, use that wide body and
back
get
her
down
down.
there, back her down, and
Can you shoot?
Game to 11.
I was a pretty good shooter.
I didn't say no. You said in the past tense.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
well,
can you shoot?
the only thing I
the
could...
player. Clay thinks game to 11, he can take Angel Reese and has put up $250,000.
I want to see it. I'll
on
be
this
there.
idea.
I would
see, but I'm
would
irrational
you back
thinking that
his
I could
play?
do it too.
Would you back his play or would you hedge against our man Clay?
I think I could go and I could take on the women's U.S. national team in soccer right now at 49 years old as well. I think I could go out there and play with them.
You
and
probably
dominate.
could. I mean,
So-
you could dominate with
professional
your
Yeah,
you're
but I'm
a
an
professional.
old
Clay and I are
professional
voice.
athlete.
Clay and I are voice athletes. We're
Yeah,
vocal
voice.
cord studs.
So your question is an important one. So the only recent basketball play I have had was against my 8th grade son. Now he's a pretty good basketball player, but he's probably 5'8", 5'9", so I'm bigger than him. And he's going to be so disappointed that I said this publicly to millions of people. I beat him head to head in the backyard. Now, he was really upset that I beat him. So that's the last time.
But that's your job as a dad is to beat him. Absolutely.
Some people are like, "Hey, I'll let him win."
No
I was
chance.
like, "No, I'm going to make him work." Now, he's had about 3 or 4 months since then where he has continued on the upswing, and Dad's definitely on the downswing. And the last time I played, I don't know if you know this, in a competitive game. And this is a sad thing, but they have like lawyer basketball leagues. And I played probably 7 or 8 years ago in Nashville. And I do remember, Buck, which is why I'm saying inside, not – I remember being in a defensive crouch and not a great basketball player against me cross me over. And I was like, well, he's going to cross me over. I should take a step to the side so I'm still in front of him. And I just didn't move. Like where you have
The mind and the body were not aligned.
I knew
Delayed reaction.
I knew what I should do. I was like, all right, he's taking me to the right. Now he's going to come back to the left. And I was like, I should just step over. And it didn't happen.
There are montages already in the heads of the audience where you've seen Rocky. I'm going to be on the bicycle next to Clay, telling him, if he gets this Angel Reese showdown that he wants, I got to train
work.
train him up. I got to train him up.
My 8th grade son's basketball team, they're rising 9th graders now. They're pretty good. And they were like, hey, we will train you.
So I play with LPGA girls in golf.
Well, yes.
There's a couple of members that I'll play with them, and I can beat them. When I play well, and I'm a 2, so not great, but like when I play well and I putt well, I can beat them head to head.
That's from playing from the men's tees.
That's playing the exact same tees, right, all the way back, right. So if you take a dude, like here, my son out here is 22. He's a 2 as well, but he hits it like 350. If he decided, I want to play in the LPGA Tour, and I'm going to identify as a woman.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I
they
agree.
would dominate that tour, just like Serena Williams saying, "Hey, if I played, the 50th or 100th ranked man, like I'd get my butt kicked."
I might have to bring your services as an announcer into the mix if we do this Clay Angel Reese showdown.
I will come
We need
announce
to really
it.
produce this thing properly.
Let's go.
Yeah, so-
I will come announce it.
By the way, the athletes, white, black, Asian, Hispanic, men in particular, athletes, guys who even played high school, college, or pro. Are there any guys that actually think this is okay that you've ever met of any background?
I don't think rational men do.
Yeah.
You talk about a locker room. We talked about this last time. I think maybe 5%, less than 5%, because you know how special sports is, and you know the impact that it has on people's lives and how it can change the direction of someone's life. And I think that's what makes it so special, and you want to protect that for women. It's not saying that I don't love somebody who's transgender. I don't want to see them happy. That's not it at all. You're saying, hey, let's protect sports for women and make sure that we're not taking something away, an accomplishment from somebody because some guy says, I want to compete in women's swimming or I want to compete in a women's sport. It's just not right. It's not fair, and it's not safe.
Jay, what is your site for Congress? We need those folks to step up and help you in your district.
jfeelyforcongress.com. You can go on there, check it out. You can donate and support. And listen, we're just trying to make this country better every day. I think that's why I'm willing to walk away from my job in broadcasting, because I believe in this country. I believe in its future. And, I want to be a part of making it better.
Through the uprights for America.
That's
There
right.
we go.
Make America great again, and let's keep it that way.
Amen. Jay Feely, go
See you
check
guys.
out that
Thank
site. Look, I want to tell you, Pure Talk, gifting 1,000 military veterans American-made American flags. This is a company led by a veteran himself. Flags made by Allegiance Flag. Pure Talk believes every service member who's faithfully served this country deserves to proudly fly an American flag, one that's made in America. You can participate too. Just switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk. This month, a portion of your monthly rate will go to provide high-quality flags to deserving veterans. With plans from just $25 a month for unlimited talk, text, plenty of data, you can enjoy America's most dependable 5G network while cutting your cell phone bill in half. Average family saves over $1,000 a year. Just dial pound 250. Say the keywords Clay and Buck. Pure Talk's U.S. customer service will get you switched hassle-free in as little as 10 minutes. Again, dial pound 250, say Clay and Buck to support veterans and to switch to America's wireless company, Pure Talk.